Okay, back again. And again, hi. Today I'm going to continue talking about the present perfect because it's one verb tense, but as I said, situations are a little more complicated than the other verb tenses. Okay, again, the present perfect, we've got exactly the same form. Have plus the past participle. Okay, so have is in the present, and then the past participle is ed or the third column. Bring, brought, brought. Brought is the third column. That's I have brought my things to school. Okay, the second situation I wanted to talk about. I talked about the unfinished past, or the past, something started in the past continues to today. That's one situation. Another situation is what we could call past repeated actions. Okay? So if something is repeated in the past. For example, I have traveled excuse my spelling as usual. Okay, I have traveled, I'll use two L's here, so it depends where you come from. I have traveled to Europe, how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think maybe 5 or 6 times. Let's say 6 times. Excuse me, ready? I have traveled to Europe 6 times. Period. Okay? So, in this situation, a past repeated action. Visually, how could I represent that? By lots of lines. Okay? Okay, so I started in 1983, I went there. 1986, I went there. For our honeymoon, 1990, we went there. Then I went 2 other times with the school. Okay, so all these times here, all together, is a repeated action. The same action I did many times. Okay? Now, if you noticed, when I talked about each one, I used simple past. I went to Europe in 1983. I studied in 1983 in Europe. I returned to Europe to learn German. That was in 1986. Finished action in the past. I went to Europe with my students in 1995, I think I went at that time. Each of these specific individual things were simple past. But all of those things together, present perfect. Now, how would you say it in French? I have traveled to Europe 6 times. Je suis allé à l'Europe 6 fois. Hein? Je suis allé, simple, le passé composé. Hein? Which is curious because if you say je suis allé, here if I say I have traveled to Europe, it's possible that I'm going to go there again. So that again, there's this past connected to the present. Also, the past connected to the present. I have traveled to Europe 6 times. The present result is I know about Europe. I speak some European languages, French, German, Italian, Spanish. So the result today, I am who I am because of these past experiences. So I have traveled to Europe 6 times. What do you not know here? You don't know the time. Time is unknown. Okay? Now, when I said it's weird for a francophone, it's because if I say I have traveled to Europe 6 times, you would say j'ai voyagé, passé composé. But in my last video on the past connected to the present, I said I have taught for 32 years. J'enseigne depuis 32 ans. Enseigne, j'enseigne is le verbe au présent. J'ai voyagé, passé composé. So here we have passé composé and présent, both translated to the same verb tense in English. So forget about translating language, translating tenses. You have to understand the idea. It's the past continuing to the present. Another possibility with present perfect is a past repeated action where we don't know when it happened. If you know when it happened, it's simple past. The time is unknown. We don't know. So again, key words here. Many times. Often. Okay. Repeatedly. Okay. Anything that indicates a repeated action in the past. And we don't know when it happened. Again, through the system. I have traveled to Europe. I have not traveled to Europe. Have I traveled to Europe? Where have I traveled? And who has traveled to Europe? System works in all verb tenses. Trust me, I'm a professional. Okay. Now, my next video will wrap up what the present perfect is.